This little guy is my Tuxedo Urchin, and what I'm trying to get a picture of is his mouth, but it's a little hard to see. He's got very sharp, almost like a beak that comes out, sweeps the algae off the glass, and retracts back in to clean off what it's gotten. They do eat coralline algae, but he's such a small urchin that in my tank I have found that he does not affect the overall amount of coralline algae. I still have plenty of it growing where it needs to grow. Tuxedo urchin is my favorite urchin. It does have one quality that I think some people might get a little annoyed at. And as you can see on top of its head, it has some macroalgae growing. It's Caulerpa taxifolia that it is swiped out of the tank, and it uses that to disguise itself. It will take shells and algae or whatever else that it can get and put on top of its head. It works as camouflage and also to protect it from UV radiation. Now I don't know if you can completely see, but let's see if I can get an angle. Also on top of his head is a tiny colony of this blue zinnia that he has ripped off a chunk of and put on top of his head. For a lot of the corals, that can be annoying. So I don't mind so much because the overall colony is very healthy and he only took a small part. But if you have a prized colony of zoanthus, I would like my little nuke pallies there. Maybe if he took a chunk of those, I might be a little more upset about it, or these orange ones. But as long as it's algae and just a little bit of this and that, I don't mind. But if you're thinking about getting a Tuxedo Urchin, that habit is definitely something to think about. And the habit of eating coralline, if you don't have much of it and you're looking for your coralline to grow, you may want to wait to get it. But for me, I mean, he's not in a large tank. This is a BioCube, and he's not even touching the amount in this tank. So in a larger tank, there's no way that he would have an adverse effect on your coralline population. Anyway, it's a great urchin. As with all invertebrates, it requires a slow drip acclimation. I acclimated this guy for about 2 hours before I put him in the tank, and I'm not sure how long I've had him. It's been a while, and he's grown. He's quite healthy. They don't get much larger than what you see here. A Tuxedo Urchin is not a big urchin. This one is blue. They come in a darker, almost black color and a red, which is quite pretty. Blue is a favorite. It looks like velvet to me. You can see he's circled by tube feet all around that he uses to just kind of glide around the tank. Anyway, one of my favorite critters, and is one that I recommend. Not for beginners, and definitely not for new tanks. He requires a mature tank that has plenty for him to eat. You don't feed him. He goes around grazing, finding algae, scraping coralline, that kind of stuff. So you definitely have to have a tank that's mature. What do I mean by mature? Usually a year is what I would say. You can try it at 6 to 8 months, but really for stability, for proper nutrition, about a year is good. Thanks guys, see you next time.